Earth will soon have a supercontinent. Every big landmass on Earth will pile up into one big landmass in about 250 million years. Just like they did about 300 million years ago to make Pangaea. New simulations show that when they do, it could change the climate of our world so that it is so hot that mammals can't live there at all. Tectonic plates are the puzzle-like pieces that make up Earth's surface. They are solid rock slabs that sit on top of the soft rocks in the planet's upper mantle. The plates on top are pushed and pulled by slow-moving flows in the basement. Every 400 million to 600 million years, the moving plates bring the continents together to form a single supercontinent. This supercontinent finally breaks apart, and the cycle starts all over again. There are many reasons why supercontinents mess up the climate. Big lands, like Siberia, the Sahara, and the Great Plains, tend to have harsher weather and dry climates. Also, in the dry interiors of continental plates, chemical reactions between rock and water slow down. These reactions usually trap carbon dioxide, CO2, in minerals, but more CO2 stays in the air to warm the planet. Putting countries together also tends to start volcanoes that spew CO2, which makes the greenhouse effect worse. In order to figure out how the next supercontinent would affect the temperature, paleoclimatologist Alexander Farnsworth and his colleagues looked at Pangaea Ultima, which is one of several possible future supercontinent configurations. Like most of them, this one puts the continents together in a single region with the equator as its center. They used a map of the supercontinent to tell two computer tools how to guess Earth's climate and carbon cycle would work with different amounts of CO2 in the air at the start. The simulations also took into account the idea that 250 million years from now, the sun will shine about 2.5% brighter. The models said that CO2 levels would rise to between 410 and 816 parts per million, which is about the same amount as now or up to twice as high. There was more volcanic activity and minerals took longer to store carbon, which caused the rise. They do explain quite nicely that it's a combination of both of those factors, kind of a double whammy, says Ross Mitchell, a geophysicist at the Chinese Academy of Sciences who wasn't part of the study. The researchers found that average global temperatures would rise to 20.9 degrees Celsius, which is about 5.5 degrees Celsius higher than they are now. This is even if CO2 levels stayed in the low end of the range they forecast. But if carbon levels went up, temps would rise to 24.8 degrees Celsius, which is 9.4 degrees Celsius warmer than they are now. When the base temperature is that high, the temperature can change in ways that are dangerous to animals, which can die at temperatures as low as 35 degrees Celsius if it's very humid. Temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius for a long time are dangerous, even in dry air. The study says that only 8% to 25% of Pangaea Ultima would be good for animals. This is compared to about 66% of Earth's landmass before climate change caused by humans. Mitchell says this is likely to cause a slow-moving mass loss of mammals that would last for tens of millions of years. That did, in fact, happen before. It happened after Pangaea was formed. It was the late Permian extinction, also known as the Great Dying, which killed off about 90% of all species on Earth. There is a chance that not all animal species would die, according to Farnsworth. All the dinosaurs died out 66 million years ago, but birds lived on. In the same way, Farnsworth says that some animals could survive in the heat, but it would be more likely that we would go back to the time of reptiles. The group only looked at one possible supercontinent. Others, like Amasia, which would first gather at the North Pole, might change the Earth's environment in different ways. Mitchell also says that the team only looked at CO2 and climate, not the possible effects of rising sea levels or the ecological effects of species that lived in different places now fighting for space on the same landmass. Please like, subscribe and share to spread similar kind of knowledge to others. Thanks for watching.